welcome to Real Actors, Real Answers, the podcast, the show where actors, directors, scriptwriters get together and talk about their projects, their life, their struggles, and their wins. Today, we have Eric Pascarelli and Leanne Johnson, and a movie that is dear to my heart. It's called Chasing Rabbits, an independent film, and I saw it. It was fabulous. It moved me. Well, let's go right to the artists that are present with me, and we'll talk about it, and we'll learn and grow. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good.
Excellent.
One up me. Okay, I'm fabulous.
Yeah.
I'm like fantastic. Excellent. Better than Eric, but
Leanne, I like your spirit. That's good. Competitive.
Oh, no, not.
No. That wouldn't describe Leanne.
Tell me a little bit about Chasing Rabbits. What is this about? I saw it. It was fabulous. It was human. It had humanity attached to it. But tell me a little bit about the synopsis. Tell us a little bit about
it. Just basically, a lady is at a little bit of a crisis with her workplace, and she's trying to also find her parents who were either kidnapped or joined a cult.
Sounds exciting. It sounds intriguing.
So exciting. Go watch it.
Most definitely. Leanne, who did you play and how did you like your character?
Oh, I played Penny. This is Penny. And how did I like my character? I got to kind of make my character. So I think I loved it. Eric wrote the script in a way that left things open for interpretation. And he left a lot of room to create a character, to make her somebody real. Somebody like her own person, I guess you could say. So yeah, I loved it. I love Penny. So
Eric,
what
is your, as the writer and the director, what is your take on Penny? Because it's a little bit, hello.
This is actually Penny. So
hello, Penny.
Yes. The character Penny was named after this cat, Penny. So she's been wanting to get on my lap and she got her wish.
Which, by the way, Penny and I got along great. Real life Penny and cat Penny. Like, I came in first day of shooting and we had to shoot a scene where there's a montage, and Penny came right over and just like rolled over and on her back, which is a sign of trust for cats. And she was like, I like you, human. And I was like, I like you, feline variety. And then we bonded. So that was a gift, saying that Eric made the right casting choice with,
Yes.
Good.
Penny,
it's
Penny really
with the star.
Yes. 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 No, she's a little bit of a maniac these days, Penny the cat, just like the character, Penny from Chasing Rabbits.
Yes.
Yes. But Leanne I had a general idea for the character, and we had auditions, and I was like, Leanne kind of fits what I have in mind, and you kind of just let them go from there, kind of. So
please repeat that, Eric.
No.
How wonderful it is.
Basically, I did auditions. I had an idea of what Penny might be like, and from there I kind of let Leanne audition. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I had in mind, and then she kind of just went from there, basically. I try and let the actors do as much processing of the characters as possible, since they are them,
Okay. I have to ask this. It's just, how many Pennies auditioned?
I've not heard this.
How many? I would say Somewhere between, maybe we can just say around 15.
Okay, that's kudos for you, Leanne.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because
Oh.
it was an exclusively Midwest casting call
It's
on Indiana Film Networks, right? So,
well, no,
yeah.
it's hard to even give a number because it's like, you know, one acting platform was like backstage.com.
Mm.
And there was, for that one, it was like dozens of people kind of just like kind of quickly apply to things. I think probably at that point, I already kind of had an idea for Penny. So yeah, in terms of like actual people who actually got to audition, because like a lot of people sent headshots and all that stuff, but my memory of actual auditions was probably, yeah, maybe 15.
So what he's saying is that thousands of people applied,
Yeah.
and then he selected 15 to audition.
Yeah.
Is what that is, right?
It's
so
possible.
Let me just show you
It's
this
possible.
trophy that my mom made me.
Oh dear.
I think maybe she gave this to me when I was cast for the role. I don't even know. I can't remember if it was after the award or before, but yes.
But you have a real trophy at Best Actor.
I do. Yes. But the point is, actors need to understand that getting an audition request is a win. And then getting a callback is even a greater win. So, and then, yeah. So, I mean, even getting selected to audition is an achievement.
That's good to know. I love that encouraging word.
Mm-hmm.
Leanne's very modest.
I'm so modest. I am the most modest person.
Yeah.
You're confident. Where was this filmed?
Throughout all of Indiana. Kind of like there's several locations: Fishers, Indiana, Carmel, Indianapolis, Greenfield, Bloomington, which is where Indiana University is. That's about it. And we shot over 9 days. And we used also like all Indiana actors with the exception of one, James Tackett, who is in Louisville.
Yeah, Kentucky. He did not belong.
No.
James.
No, he didn't.
He was the mean boss.
No. There were people who auditioned or who want eating the Twizzlers.
Yes.
There were
Watch the movie, you'll get it.
There were people who did audition from like Pennsylvania and like Wisconsin and stuff. And it's like, I don't want to hire someone who's going to drive so many hours. That's a lot of pressure on me. So yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to hire someone? I understand your pressure, but why would you not select them because of their distance?
Well, I don't like the idea of someone driving like 6-8 hours to get to be on set with me. Like that's like I think you can find better use of your time. It's a lot of pressure in terms of like I better make sure that this is worth it for you. You're here. And yeah, and then like, you know, there's hotels obviously, or I would put them up at a motel. And yeah, it's
so classy.
I know. It's just, I don't know, it's a lot of pressure on me to make sure their experience with me was great. Cause I don't know.
Okay. Interesting selection, you know? What did you...
It's like, I cast Leanne because she was cheap and she was close by.
Yeah.
And also she was kind of talented, but it was mainly because she was just convenient, is what Eric is saying.
No one made it.
I retract my statement of
I don't know
awesome.
if anyone made it. I don't know if any Penny characters auditioned from out of state. Well,
okay.
Yeah, none who made. I talked to a couple who were maybe in Cincinnati. That's close enough. There, but Leanne did have to drive from like Lafayette to Bloomington a number of times, and one time, and that's like, I don't know, 4 hours. I don't know. And one time you left at like 11 p.m. And I feel like the next morning at like 5 a.m. you had to like take your kid to school or something.
Something like that. It was a
Yeah.
late shoot. Was that
Yeah.
the last scene where we
Yeah,
shot?
like
Yeah.
and blue.
Kind of. Yeah.
It was getting dark, but yeah.
So it sounds to me that acting and directing is a lot of work. And what I mean by that
Mhm.
is people that aspire to be an actor, aspire to be a script writer or director, they see the glamour, they see the lights, they see, the cameras and things and the costumes and the outfits and the drama or the comedy. And yet it's real life. You have to make some sacrifices in order to get this thing done.
Yeah. Legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. How long did it take you to write this, and when did you write it, sir?
I wrote it, I think. Oh yeah, I started writing it, I think, in like. It probably took me a couple of months. Towards the end of 2020, my goal was to start shooting, in spring of 2021. But I was off by like a month or two. But yeah, just because you have to rewrite things a lot. So like I had a lot of drafts, and eventually it got to the point where I'm like, okay. And at that point, it was maybe in like me and my co-writer went over it and kind of did his version of it, and yeah, it was probably overall like 3 months or 4 months of writing the script.
So sounds like you were pretty consistent. You had some time that you allotted for it.
Yeah, I knew, because of the weather in the movie, I knew that I wanted to be a certain look to it, and it was also good to shoot in the summer because you have longer daylights also.
Oh.
Yes, I try and time everything with the summer solstice, and yeah, that worked out in my favor.
I didn't even think about that, and I was like, Eric gets bonus points now because he thought about that.
Yeah, it's nice, but there are some trade-offs, in terms of it being so hot.
Yeah.
Leanne / Penny, you worked with another actress. Her name escapes me, but she worked in the office scene with you. I'll just give
Holly
you that.
and Spa.
I mispronounced her last name until we did a podcast appearance way after the movie was released. I thought her name was like Anspo, or something like that, and then I found out it was Ann Spa, and I felt like an idiot. But yeah,
she seemed like a natural. She really did. She wasn't attracted to the camera. You know how your eyes go back and forth. She wasn't looking at the camera. Tell me a little bit about her.
So Holly Anspaugh played Jane, and it was her first film ever. So, very impressed by Holly, and she just kind of listened to what I said, and then she was fine. So, no, but I mean, she had great character development. I actually Zoomed with her before we got to set and kind of ran through our scenes, so we were able to talk. And then when we got to set, it was just a matter of making sure she felt supported. And so for me as an actor, knowing that I'm a little bit more seasoned than she was I kind of set the tone and in terms of being committed, in terms of being into the scene so that it feels real for her. I'm really Penny right now. And so then she's like, oh, she's really serious. So I think it was easier for Holly to immerse because I was so into it. So then she took it she was like, oh, this is for real. And our chemistry was fantastic. But I mean, Holly's talented. It's not just I did it, even though I can think that I did it. But yeah, Holly is talented.
Yes. Leanne's quote is Holly only did well because Leanne did well. Let's put that as a quote of the story.
No, Penny needs her Jane. I did well because Holly did well. So let's just reverse that. She was the best friend and co-star.
Nice. That's very important with chemistry, whatever show, whatever movie you're doing, is to have a healthy connection. Otherwise, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holly was very hyped high demanding and high maintenance. So it was.
Yeah, I was super low maintenance. Holly was just like diva, set diva.
Yeah,
that's how that went.
Twizzlers and Diet Coke, and you're set.
Yeah, no, seriously. And as long as I get free time on set to take selfies, then we're fine too. Eric, how many pictures do you have of me like social media posting? Like,
yeah, Leanne, and also make sure Leanne on set, she likes crushed ice in her sodas. Make sure
not cubed, crushed.
If they're cubed, you're fired. So get off my set.
Yeah.
Now there is another gentleman. His stage name, character name is Zebulon.
Mm-hmm.
How many Zebulons did you have audition?
Yeah, I don't know. I will say, I had a very good audition for Zebulon who didn't make it. But one tip for actors, which I thought was cool, was this guy actually did like a green screen audition, and regarding like the actual like story, like he inserted like a farm in the background of him, and I was like, oh, he really went the extra mile. So it didn't work out for him, but it's
He's watching this being like,
I know. I thought he did really well too, but yeah, I thought that's a cool little tip for. I mean, you have to know how to do green screen well, I guess, to do that and have an okay camera. But
or you can be on a horse if your scene takes place with you, like on a horse. If you can get a real horse, is what you're saying, like.
Yes, that's a very random example.
So
but yeah, you have to make sure
if you can get a real cow in the farm scene.
Yes.
And or be on a horse if it takes place on a horse. Not saying that I've seen that.
I think stuff like that is cool, because most people, the auditions look very similar, as in they do it all in front of like a white wall,
Mm-hmm.
and that's cool. But if you can go an extra like step in some way, I think that's
to stand out is what you're saying.
Yeah, to show, okay, they took this, somewhat even more seriously. It could help put you over the top.
Now, you mentioned cameras, and I have to ask, because I have a few friends that are cinematographers and camera people and grip and that. How many cameras did you use traditionally?
I used one camera and one lens for the entire movie.
Wow.
Well, I used one different lens for literally the last scene of the movie, because it was getting so low light, I had to use a faster lens that allowed us to actually keep shooting. But yeah, I used the same exact camera and lens the entire time.
Very creative. I wouldn't have known that. I'm thinking at least 2 or 3.
Lenses or cameras?
Cameras.
No, for the most part, people, I feel like, just rent one expensive camera, and they have a bunch of lenses usually, and some sets will even have someone whose job literally it is to like change the lenses for them. And I'm not that big of a diva at this point to require someone to help me change the lenses. But yeah, I think you just, for the most part, need one camera.
Amazing. I love it. Leanne, what was your favorite scene in the movie?
Oh, it probably changes.
My cameo appearances.
Oh my gosh, Eric had this amazing cameo appearance. Okay, I'll pick I like so many of them. Oh, this was a good one. So it was like super late in the shoot and we had the lava lamp. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And it was like really, really late at night. And so you'll know this scene. It's when like Penny is reflecting on a scene with her dad, like a memory with her dad. And we had this lava lamp and the scene was shot MOS. So it means motion only, there's no dialogue. So it was like super late. And so I was just listening to music that fit the mood and the moment. And so then Eric just was rolling the camera in that scene. And so that emotion was all about it was genuine, because I was thinking in character about, her memories with her dad and like, that she felt alone. But it was cool because it was emotionally shot, so I could listen to music. And
Leanne listened to it was I know one song was at least Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Right. What was the song? Fast Car.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Tracy
the song.
Chapman or something.
Yes. And it just was like, it was
And it
late
was
at
like-
night, the lava lamp. It was just
It
beautiful.
was like 2 a.m. or so.
Mhm.
It was technically one of those star lights, not quite a lava lamp.
Oh, yeah. The thing that casts the light. Yes.
Yes. And yeah, it's at my producer Mitch's house. And I think he fell asleep on his bed at that point.
Such a professional.
We're shooting in his bedroom at 2 a.m. and I think he was a bit tired. I think he stayed awake, but
It was our first day. Every actress do that. It's fine. Just go shoot in someone's bedroom with two guys. Yeah, exactly. No, there was established trust relationships there. But yeah, it was a really beautiful moment because it was just so quiet. And yeah, so everything there was real in that. I mean, real for Penny. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I love it. I got to ask this. What behind you, the poster?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Batgirl?
Who came up with the design?
Or
No,
yeah.
not Batgirl.
this is what I do at night.
Yes. Yeah. I in my head eventually, so like posters and titles are very important to me. I envisioned the poster and I drew like a very rough sketch of it. And I hired someone to like go off that sketch, basically. And yeah, I thought they did a very good job. I was very happy with it. Yes.
Eric said, we're going to do a portrait, so you have to hold this pose for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because the name, it's an interesting name. It's curious. So when I saw it, I thought, okay, this looks good. I saw the trailer and things like that, and I was so anxious to see something about rabbits.
I really let a lot of people down with this movie. Everyone thought it would be animated. People thought there would be a lot of rabbits involved. People thought it was like going to be like a Alice in Wonderland fantasy. I really led everyone on, I feel like. But there was a rabbit. But yes.
This is Snoobs. Snoobs the rabbit was in the movie.
My friend from high school, I had she posts all the time her different rabbits, and like it may have been in this script, I forget. But like kind of close up, I was thinking, you know what, it'd be really cool if we just have a shot of a rabbit on a bed quickly and then it disappears and we just never hear from it again. Because it's kind of like she's chasing a rabbit down the rabbit hole a little bit.
Isn't that sort of comparison to the storyline? I don't want to give too much away for people who haven't seen it yet, but wasn't Penny kind of chasing a rabbit? Symbolically, I mean.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, definitely going down the rabbit hole. And so, yeah, that's kind of where it all kind of came together. And so I was thinking, okay, we can literally have a rabbit too. And yeah, and that worked out well. I hope to always have a rabbit appear in all of my movies at some point now, you know?
Yes, it's now a thing to have the bunny rabbit. Snoobs had its own trailer. Is Snoobs a boy rabbit or a girl rabbit? Forget.
I believe
these are very important. It's a
I believe a boy.
Okay. So yeah. He was high maintenance and had his own trailer and was like, I get one scene in this movie. So that was our name talent, really, was Snoobs the bunny, that elevated it. Yeah, but like I felt like the title really fit the movie and the storyline. And I think I mentioned this before, but like chasing rabbits is a term where you're chasing something you can't catch. And so I feel like in life, you were always striving for something that we may not actually get. And so it's all about discovering yourself in the process, discovering what's meaningful, understanding who you are, what matters to you, what doesn't. And I feel like Penny got to a point at the end of the film where she came to an understanding about who she was, but there's not really this resolution at the end of the film. Like, it's real life. Like, you don't just, it's not just like Hallmark, or can I say that? Like, it's not, or, you know, Disney, where there's like this happy ending. Like, there is a conclusion of sorts, but then there's this continuation on of like life continues. And so it's just about finding little bits about who you are, and that life is this journey and this process. And yeah, you want to celebrate the moments that you have with the people you love, and you want to celebrate achievements, but you can't stay there. You have to continue to grow and to move forward. So Penny, I learned about myself through discovering this character, for sure.
You just answered my question that was on my mind. How are
You're
you?
welcome.
How are you compare and contrast with the character? But you already summed it up very well.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the actor's responsibility to put the character first, and then kind of discover who they are, and the dialogue informs the character. Like, Eric's dialogue and like what was written told me like the beats, and it's kind of an offbeat script. It doesn't fit the regular like cinematic expectations. I liked that. I liked that it was real. And it wasn't like forcing a formula to happen. And so I didn't feel like Penny had to fit a formula or fit a type. I felt like she could be still figuring out who she was, and that would inform even some of her movements and some of the things that she said. It didn't all have to make sense. It didn't all have to be like, oh, that's who she is, because she didn't really know who she was. So I felt like it really, everything fit Penny, and there will never be another Penny. So it's just, yeah, she's just one of those characters that I feel like it would be hard to compare me to like, oh, Leanne, who other characters have you played like Penny? She's her own person, and the dialogue informed that. Eric's directing style allowed for that process to happen. And then having the freedom as an actor to have autonomy in the process, I think all brought about a best performance. And also his set hours were reasonable. They weren't overly demanding. Yeah, schedule was good. So it was relaxed.
There was one scene in the movie where Leanne Penny, you confronted your boss.
Yeah.
How was he to work with as an actor?
James? Oh, he's so funny. Like, he is so sarcastic and entertaining. So it's hard not to like him. Like, so you have to really kind of find out. And this is a good trick, actually. I think Helen Mirren mentions this, is that you have to, if you really like someone as an actor or as a person, or you really don't like them, you have to find that one thing and then make it what you absolutely love about them or you absolutely despise. So for example, if I couldn't stand James, but my character was in like love with him, then I would have to find the thing that most made me upset about him and make it the thing that I love the most. So for James, because he's so funny and sarcastic and I really got along with him, I had to think he's so funny and sarcastic. Like, I hate that my boss is like, just like this guy that doesn't care. So that was how I took that, in terms of I had to find something that he was genuinely good at and turn that into something I couldn't stand. And then that way my character was able to like naturally not like him. Yeah. Yeah. If that makes sense. I don't know. I confused myself. So if somebody's listening to this and understands what I just said, I will give you a twist.
She said James was great.
Yeah. He was very easy to work with.
It was that day on
I think
set.
I just chased a rabbit hole, went down a rabbit hole on that one.
He was only there on set for one day.
It felt like forever.
Weird. Yeah, and that was a very everyone I felt like was having a very great time that day.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was a lively experience.
Good. And you know what, Leanne, you just taught me, and probably much of the audience, if only, well, you can, not if only, if you took that same discernment and applied it to relationships in life, because not everybody's going to like you, not everybody's going to love you, and vice versa.
Oh, really?
But if you
I haven't come across this in my experience, so tell me more. Just kidding. Partially.
You are funny. You are funny.
I know.
And Eric, you have a personality that's very approachable, which actually helps actors to de-stress, I would imagine. Yes?
It depends. There were times where, yes, I'm very easy going, and I'm very flexible. Too flexible with things. So like there are times where Leanne might ask me a question. Well, she might ask me a question about, about the character, and I'm like, I don't know. And I feel like most directors would have such an intense backstory with everything, and just know everything about all these things, and have fake answers for everyone. But like, yeah, it's not my forte. So a lot of times, like, whatever, I don't know. But yeah, I do think it is a very important thing for a director. I learned this, and I tried to apply it a couple of times. When someone asks you a question, like, do you like for in this scene, do you want me to use the blue binder or the red binder? You might not care at all, but like you just have to pick one. Just you just have to say something. And so I try to apply that sometimes. But
Yeah.
But yes, I'm not I think I'm approachable. Yeah, I'm a little yeah, I didn't yell at anyone on set or anything, to my knowledge.
So you're the objective viewer, while we, as hard as we can try, actors are more subjective. But you see the whole picture. That's what I'm getting from you.
Yeah, so for me, it's like in my head, I have very specific things in my head about how the scene looks and this overall story. But within each little scene, if an actor's approach is, a little, is one way and they think it would be better, then I'll listen. And yeah, I think you have to be flexible with those things. But yeah, there's certain things I care a lot about, that I don't really want to change on, whether it's like camera view, things of that nature. But yeah, I think you need to listen to the actors and be flexible.
One more question, then I have a couple more questions. Do you ever do this tradition? Do you ever do that?
I don't think I've ever done that in my life. No.
I've only seen one director do that, and it's like they actually do it.
Yeah, you see it a lot on like covers of books that the directors write, but beyond that,
those are just models.
Yeah,
they don't know what they're doing. There's like, this looks like directors, right?
Yes. Yeah. No. Usually, I just look into the camera.
Okay.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Now listen, people got to know about this movie. It's fabulous. I'll back it up 100%. I'm going to buy a copy. Where can they get it?
So it's available to rent on Amazon Prime Video at the moment. Rent or purchase on there. Beyond that, you can go to my website, pascarelliproductions.com, and you could email me about getting a physical DVD Blu-ray pack. I have to find it somewhere in this house, but it's somewhere. Leanne clearly has never opened her copy, by the way.
So this, because I have opened copies, by the way, but this one is like, it's like prestigious.
The pristine.
Yeah, it's like the never opened copy. No, I'm just kidding. I have actually never seen the movie. So this is the one that
he thinks it's good, but
yeah, I've heard good things. But the Blu-ray DVD also has not behind the scenes, but it has the documentary. What's it called? Commentary.
Yeah.
So you can get more of this. You could get more of this banter for like over 90 minutes, and your life will be better after.
Commentary is fabulous.
Yes. Yeah, it's me, Leanne, and Drew hanging out and talking about the movie. Yeah.
Sweet. Now, is the movie out there? Is it going to be a premiere anywhere at any time?
It premiered in November of 2021 at the Can in Indianapolis. It's played at some festivals, and it will play in Evansville at another festival, the Victory International Film Festival, on September 10th at 4:06
p.m.
Okay, yeah.
And we might be there, so you can come hang out with us and eat Twizzlers and
yes. Leanne's nominated for Best Actress in that, and it's nominated for Best Feature Film as well. So our hands will be filled with awards, but you can still talk to us afterwards.
That sounds fun. How can people
Filled with awards
Yes.
and humility.
Yes.
Leanne, how can people contact you?
Yeah, so you can contact one of my 3 agents to book me on very big gigs. But no, I for real love to connect with people. So you can find me on Facebook at Leanne Johnson Actor, and then you can also find me on Instagram at Leanne Johnson Official. So those are 2 of the platforms I use the most. I also have somebody who's actually going to be managing my Twitter. So yeah.
No.
So that's gonna be run by a representative. Can you believe that? It's like next level. So yeah. So soon I will also be Twittering, but it won't be me.
It'll be very ingenuine tweets. It'll be the most disingenuous tweets you've ever read in your life.
Well, yeah, but anyway, that's a great story. But I have wonderful people that support me in my life, and I'm so thankful for that. Acting and filmmaking is not something you do alone unless you're Eric Pascarelli, who does everything on his own, including writing, shooting, editing, and distributing Chasing Rabbits.
And some violin playing.
Yes, yes. He is truly an independent filmmaker. I have a lot of respect for Eric, and I think that he should have his own masterclass. So
What a great idea. You should consider that.
Yeah. Yes, it'll be very successul.
Yes.
Sure it will.
Yeah.
Listen, I love you guys. I thank you so much for being on Real Actors, Real Answers. And I appreciate you. And everybody, get this movie. Watch it, rent it. It's fabulous. Thank you once again, guys. We'll talk again in the future about future projects. In the meantime, keep creating.
Thank you.
You're welcome.